Point number 2 tonight. We begged her to talk to us. Now she won't shut up. Sarah Palin at the Republican governors meeting in Miami. CNN asks her if she's thinking ahead to 2012 and a run for the White House.
Not ruling that out, but there again, that is based on my philosophy of it. It's crazy to close the door before you even know what's open in front of you.
For someone with a reputation for dodging reporters' questions, Governor Sarah Palin sure seemed like a moment ago that she can't get enough of the media types these days. With me tonight to talk about Palin Unplugged, we've got 3 of our top political experts. CNN political analyst, radio talk show host Roland Martin, CNN senior political analyst Jeffrey Toobin, and CNN contributor Stephen Hayes, senior writer for the Weekly Standard. Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hey, Campbell.
Stephen, I'm starting with you because I know you're down there in Miami where Governor Palin's going to be addressing the Republican Governors Conference tomorrow. What's the buzz? What are her fellow governors saying about her right now?
Well, it's been pretty interesting. I mean, she certainly has a large entourage everywhere she goes. She's followed by other governors. She's followed by staff. She's followed by media, just looking to get a glimpse of her or a shot of her or chat with her. But there was an interesting moment today, actually. I was at one of these side panels with a couple of governors, John Huntsman from Utah, Rob Portman, who's maybe running for governor in Ohio, Meg Whitman, maybe running for governor in California. And they were asked, Tim Palin from Minnesota was also there, they were asked sort of, would you have been comfortable with Sarah Palin as president right now? And there was just for a moment this sort of silence. Nobody really jumped up to answer the question in the affirmative, which I thought was interesting.
Very.
Meg Whitman eventually started answering, and then they sort of got their sea legs and answered the question in the way you'd expect them to. But it was a sort of an interesting and awkward moment.
Jeffrey, let me turn to you. We played this interview that Wolf did today, and one of the things that Palin told Wolf is that she said it would be an honor, her word, to help President-elect Obama, which I thought was fascinating. But at the same time, she couldn't seem to fully get out of campaign mode. She's still railing about Bill Ayers. And listen to this exchange.
During the campaign, you said this. You said, this is not a man who sees America as you see it and how I see America. And then you went on to say, someone who sees America, it seems, as being so imperfect that he's palling around with terrorists who would target their own country.
Well, I still am concerned about that association with Bill Ayers, and if anybody still wants to talk about it, I will, because this is an unrepentant domestic terrorist who had campaigned to blow up, to destroy our Pentagon and our U.S. Capitol. That's an association that still bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, she could have so easily said, you know, that was in the past, Wolf, it's time to move on, it's time to look forward, but she didn't.
You know, she's a strong partisan, and frankly, I didn't find that answer all that offensive. I thought she stood by her campaign rhetoric. By far the most disturbing part of the interview, I thought, was a part we didn't show where she was asked by Wolf about the bailout potentially of the auto industry. And yet again, she had no clue about the substance of an issue.
Well, she wouldn't take a position on it.
She wouldn't take a position on it, but she showed no understanding of what the issues were about the bailout. Her problem is not the politics. Her problem is she qualified to be president? And what she should do, I think, is become conversant, knowledgeable about the issues, and then let's see if she can be a candidate for president of the United States.
Can she do that over the next 4 years, Roland?
Well, I mean, she can make the attempt, but I do think, though, that at some point she needs to back off a little bit and allow some space here, because all of a sudden, it's like every day it's the Obama transition team and Sarah Palin talking to somebody else today. I mean, it's sort of like it just goes on and on and on in terms of these conversations, and I don't really understand what her point is with them. Is it a matter of saying, hey, I was locked up like a child in the closet, and the McCain folks wouldn't let me out, so now I'm jumping out? And so she needs to, you know, in terms of build the credibility up. But again, do your job as governor and also make some credible points. And as Jeffrey said, you know, if you want to comment on issues, bringing up Bill Ayers, it's over. It's done. He won. Get over it.
Don't you think, though, it's a little unfair of us to criticize Sarah Palin for answering the questions we're asking? I mean, you know,
yeah, I certainly think that's unfair.
But I was struck.
We're asking her for interviews. She's saying yes.
I think at the same time, though, she was saying, I want to support and help Barack Obama, our brand new president, our president-elect, but at the same time, I still have all these concerns about this association with Bill Ayers.
Right.
Yeah, I don't,
I'm sure Obama is saying, "Oh yeah, please come in my administration." Right. But Jeffrey, I don't have any problem with her answering questions. But again, when you have avoided the media all the time, when you were actually running, and then when Wolf said, "Hey, we tried," she said, "Oh, but I'm talking to you now." Hey, Governor, the election is over. It kind of doesn't help you now because you lost.
But Stephen, let me go to you on this because you're hearing all this buzz. There are a number of polls out saying that she has huge support still among Republicans, and people talking about her as the future of the Republican Party. Are Republican governors talking about her as a real leader, as the future of the Republican Party? And if not her, who?
Well, I don't think they are. I mean, and it's sort of hard to tell. You know, one of the things I was trying to gauge today as I was talking to a number of these governors was whether they don't think she's the right person to lead the party because she's who she is, or because maybe they want to be the people to lead the party. It's sort of hard to get a grip on that. But I think, you know, she has every right to be out talking right now. I do think she was bottled up by the McCain campaign. I think she was criticized unjustly in many of these interviews, many of the media reports about her, and I think she wants to set the record straight. Now, I think if she does this for, you know,
another
4 more weeks,
yeah.
it'll be sort of overkill. But I think she had to do what she's doing right now.
All right, guys.
You know, it's only 3 years and 4 months until the Iowa caucuses, so I think they really need to get it
point,
together.
Jeffrey. We're counting the minutes. All right, to roll into Stephen and to Jeff. Well, Jeff, you're sticking around to come back a little bit later and talk about other things with us. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.